Hello everyone and welcome back to another day trading recap. Today is Friday and you can see here we are ending up the day just slightly north of $1,000, which honestly is way more than I could probably ask for today because it was a horrible pre-market. I mean, we were like just looking at tickers between 20 and 30% all pre-market. Market open happened and it was just kind of flushy and I just had no more conviction left and I just stopped around 15 minutes after the market opened. I just came back to see what kind of happened and it looks like we had some decent reversals at one point, but you had to be quick and it was flushy and it was just, I think, easier to lose money today than to make money. So I think I'm pretty happy overall, all things considered. So let's dive into these different tickers and then we'll wrap it up. I always like to say on a Monday or Friday, if you can just get nicely green and not overtrade, it's usually a really good way to do it. Those are always kind of a little bit sketchier days. Plus you can always save time for other things, which is really, really nice. Because the whole point, I feel like personally for me with day trading is it's supposed to free up my time for other activities. It's supposed to give me freedom. I don't want to be a slave to the stock market. So I like to just get in and get out. And that's why I kind of limit myself usually to at max around 3 hours. Sometimes if I can just get a really good front side move from 7 to 8, I'll even be done then. But usually I'll keep trading till at least 10 a.m. Otherwise, I kind of feel like I'm not fully taking advantage of it either. So that's also not very fun because then you'll have FOMO and you'll maybe trade later in the day because you're kind of upset you missed something. All right, so let's get started here with CFVI. This one is no longer on our top gappers because it's just been selling off so much. And look at this one. It's the only ticker I'm down on. CFVI. This is actually a ticker from yesterday, elite gapper from yesterday, and I did try to trade it. You can see here on the daily chart. I mean, just look at this, just constant sell-off. We gapped up here, tried to run a little bit higher, and ever since that failed, pushed around 15. We kept on selling off, and 15 was where we had some, I think, of the all-time high pre-market, around this $15, $16 zone, 15.5. So today I was thinking maybe we're going to get some sort of bottom bounce, and a big reason for that was because there was nothing else moving. And oftentimes when there's nothing else moving, the gappers from the day before or the last few days will start popping up with a little bit more action, and that's why I ended up trading this pullback here, looking for continuation. I was up green for a little bit, but it died off, and at one point I was like, I'm just going to close it. I pretty much closed my full position here, and there was a couple of shares I noticed I didn't sell, and then I just sold them into this pop. So yeah, that was pretty small trade, but unfortunately we couldn't get green on it. With LGVN, I traded this one really quickly. Right before the market opened, we had a big sell-off here, and on the 5-minute, it was like a perfect setup. We had a really nice pullback setup, so I started buying into this one. Unfortunately, it sold off a bit further than where my entry was, and I was kind of feeling a little sketched out. Plus, I don't like trading so close to the market open. So in this green candle, I just sold everything for pretty much break even. It did end up running another 2%, but then it flushed down, and then it spiked up, and then flushed down. I don't know. This thing was just all over the place, and I don't know, maybe you could have traded this pullback, but if I was still trading at like 10, 20 in this area, all I would be thinking about is, man, last time this ticker popped up, it flushed 7-8%. So that would have me super on edge, and that's why I feel like trading at the market open wasn't really worthwhile. CYAD was really the main ticker that had some potential. Let's quickly start on the daily here and check out some of the stats on this one. Long term, it's just one big downwards trend, which is pretty nasty. It's got this big resistance at 180-day simple moving average, around $5 and $5.25, big time support and resistance as well. Right now, currently resistance. It's a biotech, market cap at 80 million with 16 million shares outstanding. The stats are okay, but the price action is pretty ugly. Let's see here. Does it have a catalyst? Yeah, there's a few kind of catalysts popping up here. That's not bad. I got $32 million from, it looks like, Fortress Fund. So that was good. But the problem was on the day or the intraday here. Let me scroll back a little bit, and you could see everything on the 5-minute pretty clearly. But this ticker pops up really fast, but only about like 30% or so, and then gives it all back. Eventually it does curl and then tries to make a new high. This is where I do quite a bit of trading on it, trying to get some continuation, but it was pretty weak. But the volume never went to like $200,000 volume except right here. And that's what I was really waiting for all morning, to get a little bit more action. But I was always like really quick to cut my losses or jump back on this one, which is really good because lately I haven't been cutting losses sometimes as quick as I should have, and I think that's been a big result on why I've been taking sometimes bigger losers. Usually I'm very quick to cutting my losses, so today I really tightened that up, and I think that was really, really good. Just like you saw what I did with CFVI, where I cut my losses as soon as that one didn't work out. So with CAD, that was kind of what I was doing, and then I noticed it was stuck in a range here, so I kept on, being very scalpy on it. I think my best trade on this one was right here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I think, yeah, it was like 8.15, somewhere in this area. Yeah, 8.15. So what happened was on the 5-minute, it was a perfect pullback right in this area. And I started accumulating, looking for a pop to the upside, and that's what we got. I got almost like a perfect entry somewhere here at like 4.55 or 4.6 or something like that. And then it pops up here, and I sold almost all of it at the top, right at 4.83. I had a little bit more share size, and it flushed in that same candle all the way back down, and I sold the rest here on that flush. It was just, you have to be really, really quick. There was another really good opportunity. I think it was right here on this 5-minute breakout. We had a 5-minute breakout and then a 1-minute pullback right here. Just that one move alone, you could have wrapped up 5% profits. So I think those were probably the two best trades. But this ticker was really like just a bunch of shots in the dark is really what it felt like. And it was only up 30%, Usually we're not trading tickers until they're, well above 50%. So yeah, it was really like, oh man, I feel like I'm over trading, or I feel like I'm, pushing it for no reason right now. Yeah, in the market open, this thing sold off around 8%, and then it started curling back up just to flush, 12% down. So, I mean, imagine just getting stopped out like around 439, and then it runs up 27, 30%. That's what's been happening to me a lot lately. And, I've been cutting my losses almost at the perfect lows before we have reversals. And it's been so frustrating. So I felt like today, I'm just going to lock in my profits. It's a Friday. It's also just not a good trading day. We're not seeing any good lead gappers. So I didn't see like a point for me to stick around. So I stopped trading around, I don't know, 940 or something like that. I didn't see this move here, so it was definitely before 941. I don't know, maybe somewhere in this area. It was somewhere below when CYAD was below VWAP. It's not even really that important when I stopped trading. The point is, sometimes if you're not really seeing any good setups and you're already green on the day and there's really no reason to gun it, plus it's maybe a Monday or a Friday, it's sometimes just better to take profits and walk away. Maybe if you're totally new, you want to maybe watch the charts a little bit longer, start learning, figuring out what's better for you, power hour, pre-market. But at one point, I find if you really want to take your trading to the next level is once you kind of observe many things, maybe follow different traders, and then you want to hone in on one thing. And then after maybe you really figure that out after 3 to 6 months, then you can maybe add a second thing to your trading repertoire. But you really want to hone in at one point and really focus on getting good at just, one or two things. And I feel like today, for me, those one or two things that I'm really good at, trading front side or, red to green moves or things like that, they just weren't really looking that hot. So that's why I went ahead and wrapped it up. All right, guys, that's all for this day trading recap. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys avoid those big flushes today because dang, they were gnarly. Anyway, I'll see you then first thing Monday morning, maybe in between if we get that monthly recap out, but I'm still waiting for an update on Trade Journal for some new charts. So we'll see. Other than that, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the way out, subscribe if you're new, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.